Alrighty. Howdy Neighbors, and welcome back to the Devine Speaker. Last time, we helped, I think it's Soren, and, Nox tried to get separated, because it was 2 for the price of 1, the demon special. And now we are in Sinoculus, excuse me, Sinoculus's carriage. Anyway, let's continue.
Huh? What for? Without us, you'd be walking.
Do you expect me to thank you? You're as much of a freeloader as I am.
The difference is I was invited.
That's true.
I try not to sweat the details.
Looked with the peach-haired man seated across from me. He stayed out of conversation, quietly minding his own business. He was the real mystery. Was he truly an ancient god in the flesh? Then why does he seem so normal? Why doesn't he look any different for the rest of us? But if what I heard in Soren's manner is true, then he'd be hundreds, if not thousands of years old. How could a god just walk the planet? I thought they were meant to be in the heavens, protecting Aurelia Cavella. But Nox and this man said that they were exiled and hunted. Who has the power to do that? Probably Caspian.
Ether, please take us back to Sid KM.
Forgot his name was Ether. My bad. Simon's retainer pulled open a small glass window, poking his head through.
Yes, sir. But may I ask, is he dead?
Don't worry, honey.
Shush, he's asleep. You wouldn't want to wake him, would you?
No, sir.
He closed the window with a face like he just ate something sour. It seemed like he really hated us, and he was very protective over Sign. They must have been together for a long time.
He seems pleasant. How long have you known each other? Huh? Ether? His family served mine for decades, so we were kind of brought up together. What, like brothers or something? Your family must be pretty important. They like to think they are.
The carriage slowly made its way through the dark streets of Oxabor, pulled along by the 3 horses in front. Looking at everyone in here, I was surprised that Ether was worried. A peach-haired man wearing only a poncho, a seedy-looking guy with a body over his shoulder.
Alright, when are we gonna get some answers? Just what is going on here?
Valid question.
Who are you two?
Hey, come on now. It's late. Get some sleep and I'll explain everything tomorrow.
Tomorrow. All we've done is wait. I'm getting sick of it.
I looked again at the peach-haired man. Felt oddly drawn to him. It's as if I was meeting a long-lost friend, but I don't think we ever actually met.
They say patience is a virtue. You'd be wise to practice it.
Damn.
Oh, you little...
Damn.
It's fine. I'm pretty tired myself, so we can talk more tomorrow.
A night's rest will do you well. You've been through a lot today.
Leos grumbled but dropped it, leaning back to get some sleep. Fawn and Sun quickly followed suit. The night. Took me a long time to find sleep.
Rain. Rain, can you hear me?
Why are you in my brain?
You travel. Somewhere I cannot follow. I'll catch up soon.
You have not been here for a while, honey.
Rain, wake up. Is it morning already? You slept like a baby. Everyone else is outside stretching their legs. Sorry. You didn't have to wait for me. I must have been really tired. I don't mind. I'll always wait for you.
If you insist, I mean. He smiled widely for the first time in what felt like ages. There'd been no chance just to enjoy each other's company lately, compared to when we first met. In fact, it felt like we hadn't gotten to talk with one another for a very long time. Probably because I've been, like, gunning for Leos. Soren still sat in the corner, quietly breathing. He hadn't moved a muscle the whole time. He was really out cold.
How are you feeling? The last few days have been pretty hectic, huh?
I'm happy it's over, honestly. I feel tired.
Valid.
This must be the most excitement you've had in years.
Excitement is one way to put it. Even in the last few days, so much has happened. I'm happy we can finally rest a little.
Yeah, I'm happy it's over too. Well, mostly. I wish I could have done more. I don't know. It just feels like if I tried harder, there would have been a better way to fix things.
Me too. I've been entirely useless.
Not at all. I wouldn't even be here if not for you.
I know I showed you the way out of the forest, but it's not enough. I'm not enough. I want to be able to do something too. Even Sign has been more helpful.
No. No, he has not.
You're fine how you are. You don't need to change for me. And, you know, I know it's a little late into the journey, but you can turn back any time. No one will think any less of you.
Can you turn back any time? Would you be prepared to just stop?
Yeah, you don't even have a home anymore. Neither of you do.
Well, no. There's only one path for me to follow.
Me too, then. I'd follow you anywhere. If you'll have me, that is.
I wouldn't want it any other way. In fact, I'd probably have to come get you if you left. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Yoo-hoo! Lovebirds! I hope you're not dirtying my carriage too much. Make sure to wipe off the seats when you're done.
What? We're not doing anything.
Oh, I can picture it now. Rain pinning you down to the chair, furiously undressing you. Then...
What in the Sam Hill?
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! We're just talking.
Come out here and talk then.
Does he think we're...
Just ignore him. He wants a reaction.
Okay, we're coming out.
We pushed open the door that led outside of the carriage and stood to the cool air. The cold washed over my skin, making me pull my clothes in tighter. An icy wind blew through the trees, rustling the leaves and chilling me down to my bones. We were already far from Oxabor. Felt freeing, like I could finally breathe.
Ah, look who's decided to grace us with his presence.
You are welcome! Leos leaned against a tree a short distance away, his arms crossed over his chest. Sign bounded to my side, pushing Fawn out of the way.
I hope you weren't having too much fun without me. I wanted to stay with you too, but someone told me to leave.
You were being noisy.
Boo! Was not. I just wanted to get a look.
Which is why I kicked you out.
Good morning, Rain. Did you manage to sleep well?
Hi, peach-haired man. The peach-haired man approached me, a calm smile on his face.
I did, thankfully. Sorry that I slept in so much, though.
Well, now that we're all awake, it's time you answered our questions.
Maybe if you asked me really nicely.
Oh, my...
Come on, just a little pretty please.
How about you tell me and I don't put a knife through your gut?
Ignore him. He's not good with mornings.
I'll answer any questions you have, if I can. Why don't we start with an introduction? My name is Varys, and this is Ilron.
Varys. So he truly is the same bird as before.
I'm sure you're wondering about what happened with Nox and Soren. I know that you're still worried about them.
Was meeting you in Stagwish just a coincidence, or...?
Well, we weren't there as a welcoming party for you, if that's what you're asking. We were stopping by for some personal business before heading to Oxabor for work.
Work?
I take bounties occasionally, if the job interests me enough. A demon in Oxabor? Well, that's pretty exciting, right?
Yeah, valid.
We already knew that something evil was dwelling in Oxabor, as it had for a great number of years. I'm sorry to admit it, but we did use you as kind of bait. I promise, we had every intention of getting you out of there alive.
Yeah, that's why I died 4 times.
You knew I was going to be taken?
We knew it would happen, just not when or how. We followed you back to Soren's mansion, and when you didn't come out, we came in after you.
What happened in there must be shocking to you. You handled it well. Many others wouldn't have been able to deal with it.
What did you do to him? Is he actually a demon?
I consumed his soul. It's a delicate process. Take too much and they'll die. To answer your other question, yes, Nox was a demon, but Soren was not. I think an explanation on what a demon truly is would help. Tell me, do you believe in the gods?
I stared at the man in front of me. Do I believe? Of course I followed them all my life. But believing that they watch over me unseen is different than believing that one stands right in front of me.
I do? They watch over us from above, right? At least, that's what I thought.
He smiled at me.
You're not exactly wrong. That's what they are meant to do. A long time ago, most of us fell from above. I think I mentioned it before, but many of the old gods died or faded away, stuck with no believers. Others took immortal forms, but found themselves nearly powerless. Many went insane, unable to deal with the loss of everything dear to them, and decided that death was the better option. Others continued living, trying to find their new purpose.
Are you telling me not a single god is left to watch over us?
Not exactly. Some remain, but they're so far out of our reach. I'm not sure if we'll ever be able to rejoin them.
Then a demon is...
a fallen god. The two are the same, except in name and attitude.
What the fuck? No, it's a car. Okay. I was like, that's one hell of an earthquake, but I couldn't feel anything.
Those that choose to feast upon the souls of humans or other creatures gain considerable power, but it's looked down upon. It goes against everything we want to protect. A god that gains power through devouring souls is called a demon. That's what Nox was. Many years ago, he was the god of the hunt, watching over both humans and animals alike. But he was corrupted by the greed of mankind and turned against them. I know you want to blame him for everything, but he's also a victim. The way he went about his revenge was wrong, yet I feel for him. Tortured and torn apart by the people he swore to protect. Must have been painful.
Then you are also a god? But you...
It pains me to have taken part of his soul. It was my first time, but it was the only way to help him. We could have just killed him and been done with it. Something about Rain's plea made me want to do more. I just hope it'll actually help.
He did that to help Soren and I, despite being so against it.
You turned from a bird into a human, right? Can all gods do that?
It takes a lot of energy, but many of us can change between our mortal and other forms. I feel like I should reintroduce myself. My name is Varus, and I was once the god of harvest. Now, I mostly wander from place to place, trying to help where I can. I'm not so different from any of you.
Ilron? You too?
No, I'm just a regular guy. You just happen to be traveling together. Although, god of sex or god of good looks would both suit me pretty well, huh?
I'm gonna have to hard disagree.
Gross.
Ew.
Everyone said no.
Wow, that hurts.
We get along well, and I enjoy our time together. I hope that answers some of your questions. I know, it's a lot to take in.
It's had so many questions. For some reason, the beings above all fell down to the mortal world. Many of them died, some of them became demons. Some wanted the roads of Vitus. No different to normal humans. Varus. But the speaker He talks to them, passes their messages to us.
I think it's about time we left. If we wait around much longer, I think your driver might die of a heart attack.
We're back with the carriage. Half of Ether's face stuck out, watching us. When he noticed that we were looking at him, he yelped and ran away.
He's an interesting character.
I'll go deal with him. I'll join you in the back in a moment.
Sign walked back toward the front of the carriage. The rest of us piled into the back. I sat across from Varys, and Fawn quickly found a spot closest to me.
So, you're on your way to Oxabor searching for a mysterious man named Caspian. I think it's time you explained yourselves to us.
I mean, I would if I could. I looked at Leos, but he just shrugged. Even he thought we had no room to argue.
Okay. Leos and I, we come from a town a few days from Stagwitch. We've lived there all of our lives, but I got into some trouble and had to leave. Okay. It was more like I was expelled. Leos followed me, and we ended up traveling together. Right now, I'm on a journey to find some answers. I'm hoping that Sid Kayam will hold a solution.
And this place, what's it called?
No point in hiding it.
Aurelia Cavella.
I thought so. A mythical town secluded deep in the forest, led by the Devine Speaker.
You know about it? Have you been there?
He looked at Varys for a moment before his eyes returned to me.
No. I just have a personal interest in the place.
Personal interests? Uh-huh.
What could you have possibly done to be kicked out, I wonder?
Here, look.
I raised my arm and pulled on my sleeve. Elrond ran his fingers over the markings, examining them closely.
I was thrown out for trespassing in the Speaker's archive. I hoped to find out what this marking meant. When I was found, he wanted to have me killed. I guess I got off lucky, and I ended up cast out into the forest. I'm not sure if you know, but at the time I thought it was worse than a death sentence. I had no clue there was civilization outside of Aurelia Cavella. I still don't know what it says, but I think Caspian might know something about it. He's my last hope. Have you heard of him?
I heard that he died. That's all I know.
Damn.
I have reason to believe that he fled, and is still hiding in Sid Kayam. Soren basically confirmed this for me.
Interesting.
Sid Kayam is a vast city like no other. But I hope you'll be able to find him.
Sign came to the door and sat himself between Fawn and I, to Fawn's dismay. The familiar feeling of the carriage being pulled resumed, and we kept going on our way to Sid Kayam.
Yawn! Just another day or so and we'll finally be home.
A day or so? Are you kidding me?
I'm so sorry.
Aw, were you hoping for longer? Worried you'll miss me when we part ways?
More like I'm worried for your life if we're kept in an enclosed space any longer.
Guys,
I love the snark.
the trees. They're all completely red. What's going on?
We're passing through the Amaranth Forest. The trees stay red throughout the year, which most people find a little strange. I'm used to it.
Somebody better keep his cool while we pass through it.
He winked at Leos, who had a look of disgust on his face.
Excuse me? You think I'm not capable of keeping my cool? Why would it matter, anyway?
Good job, buddy.
He's not wrong, you know. You better be on your best behavior. There's a legend about the Amaranth. They say that an inexplicable anger takes control of people that enter, giving them an urge to kill. The angrier you become, the more likely you are to be bewitched. Apparently, blood from the killings that occur seep into the ground and feed the trees, and that's what made them turn red all year long. Or so they say, anyway. I certainly haven't been taken with an urge to kill, yet.
Yeah, key term.
People would usually choose to go around the forest, even with the delay it causes.
It's faster this way. I'm sure we'll be fine.
The faster that Nox and Soren can get some help, the better, even despite the risks.
Is it actually true? Do a lot of people die here?
At the very least, I can sense the lingering essence of many souls in these woods. That's not to say that the legend is true, however.
That's a little scary. That warning, a sign wrapped an arm around my shoulder and pulled me in close to him.
Are you scared? Don't worry, I travel through here all the time, and I'm completely fine.
Are we sure about that? I feel like we need a test.
Completely fine? You? Hilarious.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure it'll be fine.
No, Fawn.
Get off of him.
Bleh, make me.
Do you really want me to come over there and...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Are you bad with instructions or just an idiot? You just got told to keep calm.
I'm perfectly calm!
He is the pinnacle of calm.
Just suppress your jealousy for one night. I'm sure if you ask really, really nicely, you can wrap your arms around him next time.
What? Why would I want to do that? You know what? Forget it. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Sleep tight.
A fading sun had left the sky long ago. It was already deep into the night. How time flies when you're having fun. Most of the others had already gone to sleep, but I couldn't. The moon was big and round in the sky. A full moon. Quietly, I opened a small window and reached my hand out toward it. But if I was far from home, we were all still under the same sky. I'm doing fine.
Ouch.
A leaf brushed against my finger, and with a thin slice down one of them. A drop of blood fell onto the forest floor. I closed my eyes and leaned back into my seat, leaving the window open. The soft, cool breeze felt nice. I let my eyes open slowly. Outside it was still dark, and I thought I'd sleep for long. Everyone still had their eyes shut, sleeping. The gentle rock of the... Wait a second. Where have we stopped? Quietly, I opened the door and left the carriage. Light of the moon illuminated the area enough for me to find my way in front of the carriage. No side of the driver's seat, and all three horses were nowhere in sight. So I moved to the corner of my vision. When I looked closer, I saw a large bird perched on a low branch. It spread its wings before flying off into the night. White, brown, and yellow, an eagle.
What's happened?
You're awake too?
I heard you open the door and leave, so I thought I'd come check on you.
Ether, he's gone. All the horses too.
Stay here. Let me go and wake everyone up.
With his hand resting on the carriage, he found his way back inside and returned with the rest of the group a few moments later. I'm so sorry, Leos.
What do you mean he's gone? He wouldn't just take off.
Well, it looks to me like he left us stranded out here. Not even a single horse in sight.
Why would he just leave us here? I mean, he didn't like us, but is that enough to...
I've known him all my life. There's no way he abandoned us. Something must have happened.
Whether something happened to him or not really isn't the issue. Either way, we're still stranded out here.
What do we do?
No point sitting around waiting for him. I say we start walking now.
Another trek through a forest.
Is it far?
Walking... probably a day and a half. Not impossible, but we do have luggage.
Leave it to me.
Everyone went back into the carriage and returned with sword over his shoulder.
Show off.
We only need to cross the forest, and then we'll practically be at the gates of Sidcam. If I get too tired, one of you will have to carry me too.
I wouldn't count on it. Anyway, you probably need the workout. Surprised you can stand with your scrawny little legs.
No one else complains about my legs. In fact, I usually get complimented on how well they wrap around people.
I hate it here. Same.
Follow me. It's still late, so I say we walk for a little and then find somewhere to set up camp for the night. Sound good?
Ron and Varys walked ahead, leading us. They walked close together, but not close enough to touch. Their relationship was truly interesting. Why they started traveling together in the first place, though, who would know? A god and a human, walking side by side as equals. It sounds impossible.
It's freezing tonight.
It's only going to get colder. Sidcam is covered with snow for most of the year. It's like a winter wonderland.
How can you survive if it's always so cold?
We've adapted. We grow our food in greenhouses and make sure to dress warmly, pretty much. You'll have to try to get a hold of some winter clothes when you get there.
He eyed up Leos and Fawn.
You two especially. You'll turn into popsicles with that much skin exposed.
I already feel like I'm turning into one.
Oh, Fawn, no! Around us, sounds could be heard in a far-off distance. Quite enough to question if you truly heard them, or if it was your imagination. It sounded like whispering, as if the trees were talking to each other. I shook my head, dismissing such thoughts. It must be the branches creaking in the wind. There was no other explanation. We continued on like this for a while, with only a few words spoken between us. All of us were frozen to the core and exhausted.
Let's set up camp ahead, slightly off the road. Wouldn't want to get run over by a passing carriage in the night.
Everyone sat soaring against a tree, and everyone collapsed into a heap in the undergrowth of the forest, surrounded by scarlet leaves and brambles. The moon still sat high in the sky, giving off no signs of leaving anytime soon.
Let's decide watch for the night, so there's always someone awake to keep an eye out.
An eye out for what?
I have no clue, but I'd rather not find out.
Valid.
For now, I'm gonna go find some stuff to light a fire with. Leos?
Need my help, do ya? Fine.
The two disappeared into the tree line, leaving me with Varys, Sign, and Fawn. It's like the worst group to leave together.
This isn't exactly where I expected to be staying the night. How will I survive sleeping like this? Oh, Fawn! You must be used to this kind of thing, right?
What?
You know, being a forest dweller, this must feel like home to you.
He frowned and looked away.
Aw, you're no fun. It's so cold. How will I even live through the night? If only I had someone to keep me warm.
You can sit closer to me if you need to.
Oh.
Fawn?
Huh? Yes, Rain?
He smiled sweetly at me. Thought I heard him click his tongue, but I guess not.
My Rain is such a sweet, kind boy. You should be careful, you know. If you run into the wrong kind of person, you could get taken advantage of. Don't you worry. I'll keep an eye out for you.
Thanks. I've always been told I'm a little bit of a dope, but I'm trying to stop trusting people so easily.
Sign leaned into me, snuggling up close.
You three seem like an interesting trio. I'm surprised you all get along so well.
I would not say that.
Get along well? Is that what you think?
Well...
He was so quiet up until now, I almost forgot he was there. I want to talk to him properly soon. I almost feel like I have to learn more about him. It's important.
Since we have a lot of time on our hands, I wanted to ask, can you tell me more about Sidcam? What's it like?
Imagine a vast city of marble and gold, with pools of water that freeze over during the cold months. Imagine a scene of tall, peaked roofs against the backdrop of snowy mountains.
It's beautiful. Especially when snow lines every walkway and kids are out building snowmen.
Have you seen it?
I forgot to mention that when I'm not in this form, I can see just fine. I'm sorry if I confused you. I lost my sight in exchange for this human body. A large price, but nothing when compared to the alternative. I've had the last few hundred years to get used to it, anyway.
As a bird you can see? Why wouldn't you keep that form all the time, then?
I don't know. I can do more to help while I'm like this, but I think half the reason is that I enjoy being able to talk with Ilron. I've definitely spent more time in this form since we met.
You two seem really close. How long ago did you meet?
Must have been around 7 years ago now, when he was only 19.
Was he as much of a handful as he is now?
No, he was much worse.
So Ilron, wow, is 26.
He was especially broody and sometimes hateful. But we've both learned a lot from each other. In a way, I feel like we've taught each other to be human.
What do you want to know?
I'm just curious about you.
Now, I'm not in the business of giving out personal information to bastards like you. Sorry.
It happens.
We'll resume this conversation another time then.
Please don't.
Leos and Elron appeared from the shadows, both with arms full of twigs and leaves bickering. They were both carrying more than I would have thought we needed. I shook my head, forcing a laugh down. It was like a competition with the two of them. Leos wasn't used to not winning. They piled up the tinder and wood, and Elron took a small flint out of his pocket and lit a fire. Quickly, the whole pile became alight, turning into a roaring flame. The warmth spread through my body quickly. I could finally feel my fingers and toes again. We all gathered in close, raising our hands to the flames. All of us apart from one. Fawn sat and swelled us away against a tree.
Aren't you cold?
No, I'm warm enough over here.
Oh, buddy.
I'll take watch first. Leos?
I'll go after you if I have to.
Put me somewhere in the middle.
Whatever is fine.
Well, I am going to end this episode here. Because we finally get to make a decision. So, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you later.